Hey guys, it's me, the King of Dragon Puppies here, and I'm here today doing Freaky Friday! Boo! And real quick before we start, I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing. We hit the 69 subscriber mark, so that is awesome, and I will be doing something in return. A big upcoming video. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but I promise you it'll be special, and hopefully it'll come soon. So let's get started. The Beast of Busco is the subject of a legend in Churubusco, Indiana, about an enormous snapping turtle, which citizens claim to have seen in 1949, despite a month-long hunt that briefly gained national attention. The Beast of Busco was never found. Now, it supposedly was a giant snapping turtle. Legend has it that the story starts in 1898, even though it says at the start 1949, which already is giving me some red flags. When a farmer named Oscar Folk supposedly saw a giant turtle living in the 7-acre lake on his farm near Churubusco. He told others about it, but eventually he decided to leave it alone. So, I'm guessing they made fun of him. It doesn't really say. There's not much information here, but I'm guessing they were making fun of him, and I could understand that he didn't want his family to be the laughing stock of the town. So, anyways, a half-century later in July 1948, two Churubusco citizens, Oral Blue and Charlie Wilson, also reported seeing a huge alligator snapping turtle weighing an estimated 500 pounds. Now, what I find strange about this is, how could they guess the estimated size of it when, now it doesn't go into detail in the story of how they saw it, if it was on land or in water, but let's just say it was in water when they saw it. How could they estimate how big that turtle is when it is underwater? Because, I'm a fisherman, and when you're fishing and you have a fish, the only way you can tell, really, if it's big is just by the sheer power of it. Because when you look at the water, it doesn't look that big. So, for them to say estimated 500 pounds is kind of a stretch and giving me some red flags. But let's continue. While fishing on the same lake, which had come to be known as Folk Lake, a farmer named Gale Harris also owned the land at the time. Harris and others also reported seeing the creature. Word spread, and many expeditions were held to try and get the big beast out of the lake, including draining and motorboating the lake. Not much else is known about the Beast of Busco. Some say it is just hibernating and waiting for food to come to it. Some say the beast never existed and it was just Oscar's way of making the sleepy town feel alive. Now, that last sentence is very important because I think that is a strong opinion, and I think it is true. Because we know this about many creatures, like the Jersey Devil and even Mothman or the Lizard Man Escape or Swamp, any of these cryptids, that people will go to extensive lengths to make a mark on the map and to show that, get people to come to town. And this is just a great example because I feel like this, though it is a giant turtle and could have been a prehistoric turtle from ancient times during the dinosaurs that just survived, because a lot of stuff back then was big, the thought that it could have survived did cross my mind. But then, for them to not find a giant turtle like that after draining many lakes and motorboating trying to find it, it seems like a big stretch. And the fact that they say hibernating and waiting for food to come to it, I'm not entirely sure. I'm not a zoologist, but I don't think turtles hibernate. That sounds off to me, so I think that's kind of strange. And the fact that many people around the area did see the turtle does kind of make me a little skeptical also, because no one else claimed to see the turtle, only people that lived there. So just showing that it could just be a action made to get publicity, a publicity stunt. But here it also says that there's a Turtles Day festival. Oscar is honored in the Turtles Day Festival each June. It includes a parade, carnival, and turtle races. A turtle show labeled Beast of Busco hangs in the Two Brothers restaurant in Decatur, Indiana. So, it's kind of like Mothman. After a while, they stopped seeing it, and though it put them on the map, now people want to go there to witness the festivals and stuff and to honor it, because it's just a fun legend. And, this was one of my favorite cryptids for a long time. And to be honest, I always thought it could have been real, but I never delved this deep into it. And now that I'm looking at it, it doesn't seem that real. And, I'm not a skeptic. I really try to find the truth in everything, but this one just seems really strange. And the fact that it could have existed just like the Kraken and just been undiscovered really makes you think that it could have been real, but the fact that it was seen in 1898, now I know turtles live for a long time, but 1898 to 9, and then no one ever saw it for, let's see, for 50 years. No one saw it for 50 years. And then 50 years later, two brothers, and doesn't say their age, so they could be tricksters. They could be kids looking to make a prank, do some fun. And the fact that 50 years later, they decide to say they saw a giant turtle. And you see, that just kind of gives me the wrong vibes, so yeah, but I would like to go to the Turtle Day Festival. See, this is kind of what they want you to do, is publicity stunt. We want you to come to our town, go to the Turtle Day Festival, so now everyone wants to go to the Turtle Day Festival. But anyways, let's read the description from the Cryptozoology A to Z book by the Encyclopedia of Loch Ness Monsters, Sasquatch, Chupacabras, and Other Authentic Mysteries in Nature by Loren Coleman and Jerome Clark. So, it says, Churubusco near Fort Wayne, Indiana, has been the home for almost 60 years of a legendary giant turtle with the affectionate nickname Beast of Busco, or Oscar. The turtle allegedly lives in Folk Lake. Now, that is different and also concerning, because in the Cryptid wiki, it said Folk Lake, F-U-L-K, and here it says F-A-L-K. Now, I wonder if it was just a typo, or if not, then that's also a big red flag, but let's just act like it was a typo. Over the years, many hunters have tried to catch it without success. Busco is said to have measured about 4 feet across the shell and to weigh between 100 and 500 pounds. A spate of sightings in 1949 attracted national press attention. See, it is a public stunt. Like, they did say it, and publicity stunt, and they did say it in here, but we don't know if it actually was real, but it did really help the town. But anyways, in his Natural Mysteries by Mark A. Hall, takes notes of reports of another giant turtle in Indiana. In July 1950, a surveyor for Lake County, Samuel E. Brownston, and farmer Henry Potato King Ewan. What a fantastic name. Imagine your nickname being Potato King. That's just amazing. But anyways, they were draining one of 4 swamps at Black Oak near Hammond to convert them to farmland. The 2 men made an opening into culvert 30 inches wide into the Little Calumet River. Soon the drain was clogged with frogs and fish, and as the men tried to unplug it, they noticed something bigger. It was approaching them, and when it got close enough, Brownston reported, "We saw a turtle. Its head was as big as a human's." Now, that is also very interesting, but again, unless the head came up out of water, which it doesn't say, how could you tell? Like, it's just strange. Ewan added, "It was too big to even get into the 30-inch drain. I tried to help it. I pushed on its shell, but man, when I saw the size of that thing, I knew I didn't want to tangle with it. It was as big as a beer barrel." Whew. So, this turtle said to be as big as a beer barrel, and that's pretty big. And I do take back what I said about the head not being able to see it, because they did drain the lake, and they were trying to get it into the drain, and it couldn't fit. Now, it does say there was 2 people, but there weren't any witnesses, so we have to take their word for it. So, okay. Anyways, Hall speculates that the draining of swamps across the South and Midwest destroyed the habitat of many old large turtles, forcing them to move closer and closer to human communities. Now, that I can see. Now, he's really making it seem real. So, he's not being like, "Oh, I saw a giant turtle and I bet it's just hibernating." He's saying, Well, it could be because many people have been moving into the town. Town's growing, and we're destroying land, and they're losing their homes. Now, I can see that. So, very interesting. But, well, the reported sizes of the American mystery turtle sound extraordinary. They are well within the range of those associated with the alligator snapping turtle. Now, that was not in the wiki page. That is interesting. So, it's said to be the size of an alligator snapping turtle. And I don't know what the largest alligator snapping turtle is to date, but I'm pretty sure they get fairly big, but not as big as 500 pounds like it states. But these giant turtles can... Oh, here we go. These giant turtles can measure up to 200 pounds routinely, and one individual found in 1937 in Kansas in the Neosho River weighed 403 pounds. There we go. Now, it does say 100 to 500 pound turtle, but also, biggest one, 403 pounds, they could get to... Let's see, it said, can get to 200 pounds. That is a big turtle. And that kind of just proved that a turtle like this could have lived. Now, we don't know if there had been big turtles that had lived there before, or even alligator snapping turtles, but we can assume that that is pretty legitimate. Now, one last, one last thing is the Cryptid Creatures Field Guide we're going to read, and we're going to read the description of the beast Busco in there. So, it was first reported in 1898, like it said in the wiki page. Location, Indiana, United States. The cryptid type is aquatic terrestrial turtle-like, and its reality rating is 4 out of 6 stars. A factoid, the beast of Busco, also known as Oscar, is so important to Churubusco, Indiana, that they celebrate Turtle Days. For almost 70 years, they've held an annual parade, raffles, fireworks, and more, all to honor the giant snappy turtle that got away. So that's pretty cool, and there's even a picture of Beast Busco right there, what it supposedly looked like. But farmer Oscar Folk... Wait a minute. So, I'm guessing it was a typo in the Cryptozoology A to Z book, because here it also says Folk, and it said Folk in the wiki page. So that's kind of strange. And also it said that was the name of the lake, not the guy. So, saw it first in 1898, an enormous snappy turtle with a shell the size of a compact car and a head size of a child. He swore it swam in the 7-acre lake near his homestead, but no one believed him. 50 years later, Oral Blue and Charlie Wilson saw the 500-pound monster turtle while fishing the lake, now known as Folk Lake. Word spread thanks to a story on the newspaper wire service, and the search for sightings was on. So, they said they saw it while fishing. Now, again, it doesn't say how they saw it, if they saw it in the water or what. But, again, a little fishy. No pun intended, but mobs of people rushed to Folk Lake to catch a glimpse of the beast nicknamed Oscar. A legendary turtle that could bite off the arm of a strong man with ease, in theory, but it didn't reveal itself. When the public questioned the authenticity of the story, landowner Gail Harris tried to drain the lake to prove Oscar was real, but the search was unsuccessful. A year later, a deep-sea diver set out to solve the mystery, but brought the wrong equipment. Isn't that an excuse? I tried to look for the beast of Busco, but I brought the wrong equipment, so had to stop. That's annoying. I'm just straight up dumb. Even Life magazine set out to document Oscar in photographs, but failed. The beast of Busco was never seen again, but its legend may live forever. I do agree with that, because even if it was fake, just like the Hodag, we can all agree that it's a pretty cool cryptid, and it could have existed. But without the proper proof, we cannot prove it. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification button so you never miss another video, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye! Roar!